So we're talking about jobs, but what sort of jobs are we talking about? What jobs do they have? Well, I just happened to have right here, I looked out on the driveway. It was there. This is a newspaper from heaven, and it's got a jobs section here. So I'll just go through what this is. So it's work needed, and I got a highlighter here, so I'll work with you here. Here's some jobs. Individuals to take care of babies who die in infancy. That's a function that people have because, as sad as it is, not everybody lives to be that old here, and they go to the next life just as they were here. And that Swedenborg says the people who had especially loved little children in this life take those little babies in and give them every possible care they could have as they grow, because you grow in the afterlife too. Teach and lead children while they are growing up. So similar to here, there's teachers, but you just have a lot cooler curriculum. Teach people from various religious backgrounds about heaven and lead them to it. And this is, the way he describes it is everybody comes into the thing with with a different mindset, different religious convictions all across the spectrum. And the people and we've all got stuff to learn when we get there, obviously. And the more you learn and accept that, the more you can be led into heaven. There's certain things you got to have straight in your mind before you can even get there. But it's not just like you're going to get thrown into a foreign culture. That there are people who, were from your religion when they're on earth, or your belief system, who know everything, know kind of how your mind works, and they're assigned to help you make this transition, right? Protect new spirits just arriving from the world from attacks by evil spirits. People wake. So Swedenborg describes there's this heaven and hell, and everybody in hell is trying to hurt you all the time, hurt everybody all the time, because they're just like maniacs for power, right? So you think, as soon as you're waking up, you don't want to be pounced on. You'd think just automatically they couldn't be there, but nothing is not automatic. There are people, just like here. Whatever, I can't think of a good analogy, but it's like people keeping debris off the road, right? So you can travel safely. There are people doing all these functions, keeping people safe. If you like to protect people, you want to give them that happy first experience, maybe that's for you. Support people who are going through struggles in the lower earth. Now, the lower earth, if you haven't heard of that, Swedenborg describes it. It's a place, it's not hell, but it's not very fun to be in. And this, as we are being spiritually sort of distilled, you get there and we get a chance to kick our bad habits, kind of sort of shrug off the negativity that we've gotten from this life. You sometimes go through, as we were talking about last episode, the dreams episode, what are called shattering experiences. And that can be tough, and that this can happen in the lower earth. You got to kind of get cleansed of that stuff. So one job is helping people who are going through that, helping people who are going through crises. Attend to people in hell and keep them from harming each other beyond set limits. Hell is actually, in Swedenborg's worldview, not a big place of punishment. It's actually an arrangement so that people who are obsessed with evil and with harming other people can live in the greatest peace and happiness that they can. The whole structure is to keep them from ripping each other apart, keep them from self-destructing. Hell is actually an effort to give even evil people the best lives they can have. Obviously they don't have the freedom or the happiness of people in heaven, but that's just the nature of, if you have such antisocial tendencies, you can't function in society. But there are angels all the time there. Like I said, angels would gladly give their happiness to anybody, even in hell. They don't hold a grudge, and they're there making sure that no more harm is coming than minimizing harm. Only harm is happening for some kind of good purpose. So if you people who are whatever, you're going in, parole officers, that kind of stuff, you're trying to help people out, maybe that's for you. Tend to new people who are just awakening from death. Guide newly arrived spirits to others with whom they are compatible. We were talking about that kindred spirits thing before, right? That happens through guidance from people. So if you're like a tour guide here or a travel agent, if there still are those, protect individuals in the world while they are asleep from evil spirits, man. And if you want that job, you should check out our last show, because it talks a lot more about sleep. All right. So those are just some of the jobs. And if you think we just made that up, we didn't. Swedenborg said it. Blame him. Pause the screen if you want. That's all the references. You can go check it out for yourself.